Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn from Best Price Nutrition. We're going to be reviewing a product, a new one actually for us, the Allmax Razor8 Glass Powder. It's a pre-workout product. Specifically, we're going to run through the ingredients, directions, usage, some of the results that people have had, what you can stack it with. So let's go ahead and get it started right away. First thing that I personally really like about this product in terms of the ingredients is it's not a proprietary blend. There's no proprietary blends in here. They actually tell you how much of each ingredient is in the product, which is great. And especially with this one, because you're going to want to know what the amount of stimulants in here.
That's a trend with this brand. They'll tell you everything that you're getting in each product. They don't have proprietary blends at all, which is nice.
Really nice. Again, you know exactly what you're getting. If you're in the industry, you know how much each ingredient costs. You can get an idea of what companies are doing sometimes when they do have proprietary blends. Sometimes they'll pixie dust, which means they'll just put a little bit in there just so they can put it on the label. Well, kicking it off right away, they have their CNS stimulation, FFA release, beta agonist ingredient blend. Starting out with caffeine, there's 339 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, also known as a serving. In this particular product, there's 40 servings. 339 milligrams of caffeine is a lot. I don't know what you'd equate that to in terms of coffee for somebody, but
3 or 4 cups of coffee probably.
Yeah. So you better be a veteran to suck down a full scoop of this stuff. So that's one of the great things about it, is that it is so concentrated that you could actually take about a quarter of a scoop of it and get a pretty good bang for your buck. The next ingredient on here is actually more caffeine, dicaffeine malate. It's caffeine bound to malic acid.
Yeah, so that makes about 385 milligrams of caffeine per scoop. So it's a pretty high dosage, and I mean something that you could definitely cut the scoop size in half, and then you're getting yourself about 190 milligrams, which is a little more serviceable for people.
Yeah, and for me personally, a quarter of a scoop would be plenty. So geranium, there's 42 milligrams of that in there.
That's a pretty good dosage. A lot of times what people will take is about 25 milligrams per serving. This has got 42, so again, you cut that scoop in half, you're still getting a pretty substantial amount.
Yohimbine, 9 milligrams.
Yeah, yohimbine is the ingredient that some people don't tolerate too well, so be careful with this if you're not don't respond well to it. But it's actually, yohimbine is very good as a fat burner. So I mean, not only you're getting a good energy boost, you could help yourself to stimulate the release of fatty acids as energy and maybe burn a little bit of fat.
And that's not to deter anybody who's trying to gain weight or stay lean or not lose fat per se or lose any weight from taking this. Just eat more calories,
Exactly.
And really you'll overcome that. And all of these pre-workout products have a lot of stimulants. Although they're not marketed as fat burners, anything that has stimulants, it's the same ingredients that you're going to find in fat burners. So you're really looking at the same thing. They're just marketed a little bit differently, and the targeted effect here is not necessarily for burning fat. It's to get you going before you work out, to get your energy increased, increase mental alertness. The next set of ingredients here are the ATP enhancer myofibril acidification buffer. Starting off, they've got 5 grams of creatine per scoop, which is phenomenal. That's what you want per scoop, 5 grams, so that's really good. Creatine, real quick, recycles ATP. It's going to help with your fast-twitch muscle fibers, make you more explosive. It's the most researched ingredient on the market in terms of supplements, and it works. Next ingredient is beta-alanine, 325 milligrams. That's a little low on the beta-alanine side, I would say. You can't fit everything into a product, but it's a little low. But they are telling you how much is in there, so that's actually really nice. So hey, you're getting 325 milligrams, so maybe you could supplement a gram of it with this, so you get to closer to about that gram and a half. That's typically what you're seeing right now. Yeah. People take, and they're doing that between 2 and 3 times a day.
You could save yourself then with taking the creatine on this particular day. You take this product, and just make sure you take your beta-alanine. So that's the nice thing about this, also having 5 grams of creatine inside of it.
And creatine and beta-alanine, for those who don't know, those are ingredients that you're going to want to take every single day because you kind of keep them saturated in your muscle. Your stimulants and whatnot, you don't want to take those every day because you can get a down-regulatory effect where you have to take more and more for it to be effective. So most pre-workouts, we typically recommend you maybe take it 3 or 4 times a week. Give yourself those other days off. If you need a little bit of caffeine so you don't get a headache, have a little bit of black tea, maybe diet pop, something like that. But for creatine and beta-alanine, when you don't take this product on this day, buy it separately. It's cheap. You could buy creatine monohydrate, beta-alanine, so to keep that effect going, take that on the days that you don't take this product. And then there's creatine O-phosphate in here.
Yeah, creatine O-phosphate is not creatine. The person or the guy who discovered it named it because it looked like creatine. It's actually not. That's kind of a misconception in a lot of these products. It's also called COP or COP. It's not creatine. In general, it's something that I don't know. I don't really see it as being useful in a pre-workout supplement. More or less, it's something that I would say is better used over the long term as like a natural increasing protein synthesis, natural muscle building. There's not much science or research on it, but I've had some customers who've taken that particular product straight and gotten good feedback from it. But in terms of inside of pre-workout, I don't know why it's being put in there. Maybe just because it looks like creatine, but it's actually not creatine.
Okay, and then the next set of ingredients that we have here are the endothelial expansion hemodynamic volumizers. Specifically, there's AKG, arginine alpha-ketoglutarate, arginine HCl, arginine pyroglutamate, and arginine ethyl ester. There's a total of 3.7 grams or 3,700 milligrams of these. These are in here to increase nitric oxide production. If you've seen some of our other videos, arginine can be effective in the short term in terms of dilating blood vessels and increasing nitric oxide production is basically how you're going to dilate the blood vessels. Although it's rate limiting because your body's going to start to produce an enzyme called arginase, which is going to stop your body from producing nitric oxide from arginine. So it's a little rate limited, and that makes sense because your body wants to maintain homeostasis. So when you, and we've talked about this in other videos, when you start dilating blood vessels, you're affecting blood pressure. So when you open up the blood vessel, you're actually lowering blood pressure. When you shrink it, you're increasing blood pressure. Your body holds that very close to the vest. Your body wants to control that. So your body obviously has a mechanism to combat the effect going one way to going the other way. It's got a negative feedback loop, as it does with most things. So, I'm not the biggest fan of the. It's in just about all of them, but
it's in most of them. So I mean, this product, a lot of people are looking for a pre-workout supplement. The trend with pre-workouts now is more of energy boosting, mental focus, and less of a pump. So I think that's mostly what you're going to get with this is a good mental focus, a good energy rush. And the pump should just come naturally when you're working out.
If you're having a good workout, you're going to get a good pump because when you're focusing all that blood into your muscles, that's a pump per se. So if this is helping you get a better workout, that means you're going to get a better pump. Exactly. And if this product is what leads you to getting a better workout, then it's done its job. And for the most part, that's kind of the trend we're seeing with pre-workouts. They do give people better workouts. So you're able to stress those muscle fibers more to help build more muscle. So they do their job, that's for sure. The next set of ingredients we have here, the final one, let's see here. It starts with the yerba mate green tea standardized extract. There's 20 milligrams of that. Nice ingredient, not a ton of it in there, but it's a nice ingredient, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, yerba mate loaded with antioxidants. It's also a source of caffeine. It doesn't say that there's any caffeine from it. If there was, maybe that's where they're topping off at that 400 milligram mark. I'm not sure.
There's a little bit of phenylethylamine hydrochloride, 12 milligrams in there.
Which is just PEA. Again, it's an ingredient that's very good for mood elevation. If you take it by itself, you can sort of get a little bit of a high from it for about 10 minutes. Not so much you're going to feel it in here because it's one of the lower ingredients, but it's a nice add-on.
And the feel-good thing is if you feel good, you're probably going to have a better workout. So that actually does make sense to include in there. And the last ingredient is grapefruit extract.
That's in there, I think, mostly to enhance the absorption. It's a source of naringin, which is a citrus bioflavonoid, which is just, they show to help increase absorption of certain ingredients, and I'm pretty sure that's why they were adding that in there.
So overall, there's not a lot of ingredients in this product, which is really good. They're not overdoing it. Sometimes when you get tons of ingredients in a product, there's just only so much you can fit in a serving. Now this product does say assess tolerance first, use with caution, highly potent. Usually when you see those kind of adjectives on there, and usually it's just marketing, but in this case it's true because there is a lot in here in terms of not quantity of ingredients, but the amount of the ingredients that are in here, for instance the stimulants that we covered. So be careful. If you take too much of this, you are not going to sleep well, especially if you're not used to it. you're going to get lightheaded, you're going to get shaky. That's a lot of stimulants. So
yeah, definitely start with maybe a quarter of a scoop to a half a scoop, depending on your tolerance. And obviously, the heavier you are, the more you can take. But I wouldn't recommend taking more than 1 scoop per sitting.
And again, like we talked about, 3 or 4 times a week is a good way to use this. Again, the creatine and beta-alanine here are dosed well, specifically the creatine. So on the days that you take it, if you're taking a full scoop, that can cover your creatine needs. On days you don't, if you do want to be on creatine, make sure you buy a creatine monohydrate and take that on your days off to keep your muscles saturated. Otherwise, it's not really going to get the effects that you're looking for. As far as results, it's new to us. A few people here have tried it. Good feedback so far from everyone.
Yeah, good feedback. Like I said,
good.
it's very potent. It does taste well. Good workouts from it.
And as far as what you can stack it with, this is not something I would take with a fat burner. Definitely not. There's too many stimulants in there. If you're going to take this, let's say you take a fat burner in the morning, and then this is going to be your pre-workout in the afternoon, that's fine. Just don't take them at the same time because it's just entirely too many stimulants. And as far as diet with this product, it's kind of one of the questions we've gotten. You know, as always, all these products work best when you're eating well. You're getting enough protein, your other macronutrients are covered, your essential fats. You're going to feel better, you're going to build more muscle. The thing sometimes that gets lost in the fray with supplements and sometimes people's, there is a common link between being healthy and being able to build muscle. If you're healthy and you're taking care of all the needs of your body will allocate resources to building muscle. So it's very, very important with any supplement. And we'll cover that a little more in depth on a specific nutrition series of videos that we're going to do. I think that pretty much wraps it up for this product. So give it a shot. Again, just be careful. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments and we'll try and answer them. Thank you.
Thank you.